Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Pedro, and I'd like to welcome you to the Alpha Success Network. And over the next few minutes, we're going to talk about a very, very important subject. We're going to be exploring the evils of alcohol. I wholeheartedly believe that alcohol is one of the main causes that prevent people from living a life of happiness, health, and success. So if you're watching this message that I'm creating here for you and you have a challenge with alcohol in your life, or if you know somebody who has a challenge with alcohol in their life, then I really, really recommend you to share this message with them and really, really help them transform their lives by getting rid of alcohol once and for all. Ladies and gentlemen, I can distinctly remember when I moved to Canada. It was 1998, September of 1998. I moved to a place called Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, and I can vividly remember experiencing a feeling of freedom. I felt throughout my childhood I was in bondage, physical bondage, emotional bondage, psychological bondage due to some challenges that I experienced with my father. And when I came to Canada, I felt like I was free. And the very interesting thing that happened, ladies and gentlemen, was that I began to party. Canada is very, very well known, especially Saskatoon, Saskatchewan is very, very well known for the night scene. And I began to drink alcohol. And what started as a fun pastime, at the age of 18, spiraled out of control. And for a period of 10 years straight, I was drinking copious amounts of alcohol nearly every single day for about 10 years. Now, you may ask, Pedro, why were you drinking so much alcohol for 10 years straight? And that's a wonderful question. There was so much pain in my life, so much emotional pain from my childhood that I felt that alcohol was actually, I did this unconsciously. I needed a way to escape, and I found that when I drank alcohol, I disappeared into my own world and I didn't have to face my own inner demons. And somewhere around the age of 28, I began to realize that I was completely destroying my life. My physical health was completely out of whack. If you met me at 28, you would be surprised at how old I looked. I looked like I was about 40 or 50, right? I was drinking so much alcohol, I had gained a lot of weight. My energy was completely depleted. Now, here's the crazy thing that happened, ladies and gentlemen. I knew for a fact at the age of 18 that I was going to achieve a phenomenal amount of success by the age of 25. But by the age of 25, I had already made my first million and I was already bankrupt by the age of 27. And I began to ask myself, hey Pedro, what is going on here? Why am I destroying my chances of success? And what is it that I'm doing that's causing this destruction? And I didn't have to look very far to realize that it is alcohol that literally was the demon in my life. So I can tell you wholeheartedly that I lost 10 years of my life from 18 to 28 to the bottle. 10 years that I'm never going to have back. And those 10 years have actually cost me a lot in terms of happiness, health, and prosperity. And as a result of that experience, somewhere around the age of 28, I received a divine inspiration and I decided that I had to let go of the bottle. It was by necessity. I was actually going to kill myself from drinking. And the biggest transformation that has occurred in my life, ladies and gentlemen, began when I put the bottle aside. And that was roughly around 10 years ago when I actually completely stopped drinking. And 10 years down the road, when I look back in my life, I realize that one of the main causes of failure, of sadness, of despair, of self-sabotage in my life was due to the bottle. Due to the bottle. And if you have a challenge with alcohol, or if you know someone that has a challenge with alcohol, I want to share with you what alcohol actually does to the body. A lot of people unconsciously drink. And the first thing that it does is that it eliminates your willpower. When you're under the influence of alcohol, your willpower is completely eliminated. And in that point in time, you can make the biggest mistakes of your life. I can trace each and every mistake that I made in my life that was huge. I can trace it back to a moment under the influence of alcohol. When I was drinking alcohol is when I was smoking a lot of cigarettes. When I was drinking a lot of alcohol is when I was smoking a lot of marijuana. When I was drinking a lot of alcohol is when I was engaging in promiscuous sex with all sorts of women. When I was drinking a lot of alcohol is when my business was failing, right? Therefore, alcohol eliminates your willpower. It eliminates your ability to think critically and make wise and intelligent decisions. The second thing that alcohol does is it introduces toxins into your body. Toxins into your body. And anytime you have a toxin in your body, your mental health, your emotional health, your spiritual health completely deteriorates. And when your mental, emotional, spiritual health deteriorates, then it is close to impossible to connect to the inner divinity that lies deep inside of you. It's difficult for you to connect to your soul. And when I was drinking alcohol, I was lost. I couldn't find my spirit. I couldn't find my soul because there were so many toxins in my body. And when there's so much toxins in my body, I couldn't see beyond the haze. But when I started eliminating alcohol from my life, eliminating toxins from my life, I began to have a deeper and deeper and deeper connection to my spirit. And that connection to my spirit led to a transformation in terms of the development of my mental health, led to a transformation in terms of the development of my emotional health, led to a transformation in terms of the development of my connection to my spirit and to the other spirit, what some of you call God, what some of you call Allah, what some of you call the universal intelligence. And as a result of that, ladies and gentlemen, I became a whole, an integrated person. And it opened up the room for me to engage in personal growth and development in every single area of my life. The evils of alcohol. If you're drinking alcohol, I want you to really ask yourself, why am I sabotaging myself? Why am I introducing poisons into my system? Ladies and gentlemen, get rid of alcohol and go for your dreams.